Okay, so I don't believe in all the global warming stuff that's going on. Um, I believe they believe it's happening and that they're not making it up because they're taking measures like stopping breed so many cattle and stuff like that to lower the emissions of carbon dioxide into the environment. So I think that they're taking drastic measures for things like that, for trapping the CO2 and trying to get fuel using cars off the road and trying to get the factories to stop using fuel. And of course, the Keystone Pipeline and all that, they're obviously not wanting to use fuel. Um, but I believe they think it's going on. I don't really believe it's going on, but in the Bible, it says a third of all trees and green grass was burnt up. So that is going to happen somehow, whether or not you believe in global warming. You can take it to the bank that that's going to happen in the end of times. And so, would it make sense to plant more trees? Yes, but at the same time, a third of those are going to be burnt up, regardless of your efforts to make more trees or put more trees in the environment. So they say they want to plant more trees, and that's something that we should not go against. And all this global warming stuff, even if it's totally a farce, um, even if that's the case, is it's still smart to cut down on fuel emissions for cutting down on smog and things like that, which do affect people, even if the global warming isn't happening. And it also makes sense to go ahead and plant trees because we're taking trees out. Even if the global warming isn't happening, what's it going to hurt to go plant some more trees? They say they want like 1 trillion trees, which sounds kind of reasonable to me. 1 trillion's a big number, but it's really not that many when you're just counting on trees. It's a lot to take away, but it's a lot to put back too. It sounds like it's a lot, but I don't think it is a lot really because they seem to have no trouble taking that many trees down. Maybe they shouldn't have much trouble putting them back up and planting them from seedlings or whatever. I think they should have less trouble replanting them than they had trouble taking them down anyway. Um, but that's kind of my thoughts on global warming. It ties into the end times. It's not a director of the end times because I don't even believe in global warming. Um, but like I said, the Bible kind of goes along with it in ways. So there's ways where we shouldn't really resist them. We shouldn't be resisting them anyway too much on too many things, except for the fact they spend their money too much. Um, I've noticed that, especially with the Democrats, they're willing to just hand out money to people, and that's kind of like socialism when they start handing you, well, this is what you're going to live off of. Well, that's what they started doing ever since the coronavirus hit. They're like, these people don't have enough to live off of, and they started managing their money for them and being like, well, this is 2 months rent or whatever, and they've been trying to keep up with the people on 2 months rent or whatever they're going to give people per year, and they've been trying to basically keep up with it because of the unemployment that isn't going through. But they're starting to keep up with people in different cases where the unemployment, the government functions through that, and the government functions through just giving you stimulus checks and stuff like that. So, but there's a lot of things to not go against them for. I see why people would want to go against them in certain cases involving finances, but planting trees is not gonna make you socialist. So I'm thinking, planting trees and solutions like that, and not fighting them if they want to take down some of the industries that they put up anyway. Um, but not fighting them on taking down industries because they have a better way of handling it, most likely. But like with the electric cars, I think that they can make electric cars and they can make the gas cars kind of fade out or phase out. But so I think that we have a pretty good. I'm not going to say we have a good leadership now because I don't think we have a good leadership now, but we have a leadership now that's, they're kind of starting to control the coronavirus with vaccines. They're doing their jobs clearly. which is trying to protect the people. That's what the government was made for, was for us to put them up there, and their job is to protect the people. So, and I think that they're doing their job to the biggest extent. They really are doing their job, except for the excess of money that they're spending doing these things. Hopefully, they'll get a head on their shoulders about that and stop spending so much money.